All right, welcome to a special playoff Septa Baseball Insider Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA. I'm John Brazer and joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. Tommy, we have a great show today. You know why?
Wow.
You know why we have a great show today?
I don't know. Tell me.
Because we beat those stinking Braves.
I knew you were waiting to say that.
We took down – I'm not going to say we took down Goliath because we did
it last year too.
We did it last year, and I knew – we said last time we had the show that we have them in their heads. And, man, at the end of the series, that you could tell – there were certain times where you could tell that it was done after Game 3 because all they were concerned about was what was said in the clubhouse that Arcia said – you know, that about Harper, attaboy Harper, and then they were upset that it left the clubhouse. And they when you're dealing with that, just move on, right? And I saw
there's a lot of petty crap that goes on,
right?
And that's the difference between the game
today
and the game.
Well, social media,
media and stuff.
But you got to block that out. A true winner champion does not even concern themselves with that. They just move on. And to illustrate this, Tommy, is I saw a video of Darren Dalton, and it must have been in '93.
Yeah.
And there was a short video of him saying in the clubhouse, "Hey guys, nothing. Don't give anything the papers to write. In other words." Don't say anything controversial.
No. Don't give nothing. Let your actions on the field, your play on the field, answer questions for them. And that's the thing. Don't give them any fuel, and go out and do your job.
Right.
Go out and do your job. That's what I said. Hey, the old adage. I think Mitch or Crockett. I think Mitch come in with a shirt one time. Shut up and play.
Right.
That type of thing, and that's exactly the way it should be.
Exactly right. All right. Well, let's go through how this happened. And then we got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about about the Epic Series, tell you some of the behind-the-scenes type things. There's so much stuff that went on in that series. We'll talk about some of the other Division Series games. And we're going to get you set up for the best-of-7 series against the Diamondbacks, which starts Monday. Might even talk a little Eagles football, but I don't even know if we'll have time for that because we have a lot of stuff to go. We're going to preview the Diamondbacks and tell you because a lot of people don't know the Diamondbacks. Yeah. Obviously, we played them home, played them away as a National League team. And we had a winning record, obviously, against them, but a lot of one-run games.
Yes.
They've got good pitching. We'll go through all that. I'm going to do a kind of a lineup analysis so you can get to know the Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll talk about that. But first, let's talk about the first game because we had actually done a show by the time we were up 1-0. And if you think about it, Spencer Strider's on the mound. Spencer Strider's the only 20-game winner. The only 20-game winner in the major leagues.
Yeah,
and
he had a great year.
He led the major leagues in strikeouts by far. Right, the Braves offense tied the major league record with 307 home runs.
Yeah,
they averaged 5.8 runs per game. So this is an historic offense and the number one pitcher. So and again, they're complaining before the series even started about the rest. Right, after the loss, they complained about the rest. And what did the Phillies do? They shut him out and
pitching, and we played a clean game.
And it's so weird because our stat of the week, the Payroll's Service Solutions Smart Stat of the Week was the fact that it was their first shutout since May 12th. It was their first shutout all season at Truist Park. And they became the first team to lead the majors in runs and get shut out in their postseason opener since the 2001 Mariners. So it was and again, we talked about this game, but I have to go over it. Bryson Stott, he broke the scoreless tie with a run-scoring single in the fourth. And then he drove in Harper. Harper, remember, Strider did a wild pickoff throw.
Well, see, that's part of play. Talk about playing a clean game. They didn't.
They did not.
They made 2 errors. That pickoff cost them.
Yep. And Harper patted the lead by going deep off Spencer. And the funny thing is just Spencer was 8-0 with a 1.90 ERA in the regular season, right? But now in his career, he's 0 for 2. Well, actually now 0 for 3 against him in the postseason. That's a strange stat right there. In fact,
you know
what?
It's not like he's pitched awful either. It's just we pitched a little bit better when he pitched. And time hit. That was a good ball game the other night.
Right.
So.
Yes, he pitched a very, very good game. It's just, he went 7 innings, allowed 1 earned run and 5 hits with 8 strikeouts, right?
Yep.
But then there was a catcher interference, which was big,
Yes, it was.
When JP fouled off a pitch with the bases loaded. Now, what I think is it hit the
laces.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you didn't hear it, but Murphy did not. We talked about this. Murphy did not argue.
Yeah.
Right. And
No, he didn't. He didn't show no sign to argue that he didn't.
No, and JT definitely felt that he, hit something.
Yeah.
And then Trey Turner might have saved the game where he had the double play that was just
phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
That was phenomenal right there. That's talking about the clean game, not that it was a routine play, but those are the special plays you get to make. But you got to make the routine play, and not bumble the balls, which we'll get to that later. A little bit.
And let's talk about Rob Thompson because Rob Thompson is somebody. It's funny. I talked to a Hall of Fame coach. I won't say who it was, but they were saying that Rob Thompson plays to win and doesn't care what the media, what the general public. He makes decisions that a lot of people would be scared because they know they're going to get second guessed if it goes wrong.
Well, I mean that's the thing. He's not. He doesn't care what the media is going to say about it
right.
or anything like that. It's just like I mean, you can tell the way he goes about his business. I'm here to win ball games,
right?
And what I think is I got to do to make that happen, I'm going to do.
Right.
I mean, I can live with my decisions. So, and that's what it is. You don't care about the ramifications.
And that's a winner right there because that game he pulled all the right buttons. I mean, he didn't even tell Suarez that he's going to only go right through the second part of the lineup.
Yeah.
And he only allowed one hit in 3 2/3 innings.
See, and I was a little disappointed. It's not. Well, I can see if he was having a little bit of issue.
Right.
But he wasn't.
But I think
just to get him out of that inning, get through that inning, and start with a fresh inning.
But he said
he was throwing great.
In his mind, they already had planned it out. If they get to that point, it actually went a little further than they actually thought because he was pitching so well. And then, like a maestro, it worked. Because he got Hoffman in there.
Yeah.
Hoffman had a strikeout, didn't have a walk. Sir Anthony, man, that's such a key. He gave up 2 hits, but he had 3 strikeouts. It gave everyone agita right there.
I can see you in the suite now. You change position, change places, and everything. Switch your hat around.
Exactly. Alvarado came in great. Kirkring, how about that? Kirkring, a huge moment. It's a huge moment. The playoffs, his first playoff experience.
Yeah.
And not playoff, I should say tension because of the Braves.
Yeah.
Because he did get in. And then Strom, and then Kimbrel. So literally he used 6 relievers. And everybody, there's people were complaining, like, what if one of those guys had a bad game? Well, they didn't. And Rob Thompson had the forethought, and he had the temerity, or whatever you want to say, the cojones, right? Because I think that's what we said last week. He had him, and it worked out.
The biggest thing, Brazer, I mean, you're hitting on it a little bit, and without even saying it, is he went through this and was able to use that bullpen like he has because he knew he had an off day the next day.
Yep, exactly right. Everything's set up perfectly for that. Now, let's go through the next game because the next game, there are certain games in my fandom that just gnaw at you, and this gnawed at me for 48 hours. And the good news about the Phillies, and Castellanos said it so eloquently, is that when they get punched in the face, they come back the next day and can erase that pretty quickly. But we got punched in the face because here we are, we're up 1-0. We have a great chance to sweep, right? Because we are up 4-0.
Yeah.
In the going into the 6th inning.
Yeah.
Wheeler's is
dealing.
Yeah, he's dealing. Bohm gets the RBI single in the first, right? Quiets down the crowd. Real Muto hits a 2-run home run.
Yeah.
You're feeling really good. Stott hits a sacrifice fly to center. It's 4-0 in the 5th. You're feeling really good. Now we were leaving men on base.
Yeah.
We were totally leaving men on base, and we didn't capitalize on that. And then Wheeler makes a bad pitch. It was a fielding error first by Turner. And they end up
that hurts.
That hurt, and they end up it started the momentum because that would only scored 1 run, but it gave the Braves hope.
Yeah.
And then Wheeler's it's interesting because Wheeler stayed in that 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, and Darno's got good numbers against Wheeler. Now last year, Rob Thompson got crap took heat for for pulling him in the World Series. I have no idea what this is back of mind because it would counter what I said earlier.
Yeah.
But I think he just felt that Wheeler was dealing, and Wheeler didn't make a bad pitch. D'Arnaud one-armed it.
Well, it was a pitch. It was in a. If you asked him, did he want to take it back? No, yeah. I mean, it was a pitch up and out over the plate, and where he could do something with it. I think it was a breaking ball that he got up, and if it was down, he wouldn't have had that big of an issue with it.
Right.
That's why he kind of warmed up, but he hit it right on the barrel.
Yep. But he one-armed it almost.
Well, the one arm come on after he got through it. He come off, But if you ask him, he said he kind of got around that one a little bit too much and hung up there. So they get paid to hit mistakes, and he did. So that's where that stood right there. We were still up 4-3. But the big things is the clean game is the errors.
Yep.
The earned run is a huge thing.
Turner
man.
had 2 errors on that. But Alvarado came in, did a clean 7. You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Hoffman comes in, and same thing. Hoffman, who we've been relying on.
Yeah.
Right. Totally relying on, but in a big moment with 2 outs.
Yeah.
He gives up a home run.
Yeah.
To Austin Riley. Now Austin Riley is dangerous, like that whole lineup.
Oh yeah, the whole lineup.
But he had 2 strikes on him. And it looks like we might have been able to get out of the inning. They've got all the momentum. The crowd's going nuts. And I'm not sure what he I'm thinking he should have gone. There's a lot of different options. He could just keep it away from the make him try to swing at something, at junk. But
that's what he did, but it happened to get over the middle of the plate.
Middle of the plate.
Yeah, it got over the middle of the plate. It was down a little bit, but it was in the wrong area, So,
well,
in that situation, and that's part of it because he is human, and it was a big moment, and you got to tip your hat that the guy hit a pitch that it was a mistake.
Yep.
So that's what it was.
Yep.
He could have pulled it foul. He could have, took it. He could have. But he was being aggressive, and he got enough of it to hit it out.
Well, then the frustration. So all of a sudden, now we're down 5-4.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, we get. We get some runners. We get a runner on base.
Harper.
Right? And we basically, Harper gets on base, and Castellanos hits a ball that.
We got 1 out. Yeah,
yep,
we got 1 out. 1 out.
Castellanos hits a ball, and you're thinking, oh my gosh.
That could be out.
That could be out. That's going. That's going.
Right
That's
center.
Going.
Right center.
And it looks really, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Michael Harris the third, second. Was he second or third?
I don't know. Michael Harris.
Michael Harris.
Yeah,
whatever. Second,
that's
third.
his name.
He basically makes the leaping catch
against the wall.
Against the wall, which would have been a home run.
No, I don't think it would.
But still,
yeah.
Harper, who was aggressive, was going to score. It was going to be a tie game. We're going to have Castellanos.
Oh, he took off from first.
Castellanos on second, maybe even third. Crowd would be neutralized. Next thing you know, we end up doubling up, which, again, I don't fault Harper because I think he got to be aggressive in that situation.
Well,
he's got to score.
He's got to go. He can't.
Irma doesn't. I don't blame
He can't
Harper
go past second.
Right.
He can't go past second. He's got to go. You go. We were all taught back in things is to be aggressive, but go halfway. The play's in front of him. The play's in front of him.
Right.
So he can go all the way almost to second base and wait. And if he gets by him and then go, he still might have a chance with a carry him off the wall to go if he misses it.
I guess he took the calculated risk.
Yes, he did.
They took the calculated risk.
That's him, though. That's the way he does things.
He's going to definitely score if he busts it. And he's not going to make that incredible catch. Harris does make the incredible catch, which I'm not sure what the percentage is on whether you should have made it or not. But
it was an awesome play.
I don't fault it. I really don't.
No. I mean, you can't fault hustle, and he did. But the rules of engagement, so to speak, is don't go past second base. Give yourself a chance to get back.
But it might have helped. That play might have helped because again, Orlando Arcia was chirping in the clubhouse. Chirping, attaboy Harp, attaboy Harp.
It's in the clubhouse.
With a packed clubhouse.
Yeah, with media and everything. That's his fault.
He's not talking to the media individually and saying, keep this off the record. He's yelling it for everyone to hear. And you know what? For the people that said, I know D'Arnaud was interviewed after, and a bunch of players were interviewed after, said that should have been kept in the clubhouse. Well, there's certain things that are kept in the clubhouse. You're chirping loud and being cocky, and with all these writers, bloggers, everybody else in a packed Major League Baseball post-game clubhouse. You're basically you deserve.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow in that one.
Yeah.
It did get back, and let's go. Well, when we come back, let's talk about how because there was T-shirts made. There was and we'll get into that third game, which came back to haunt Orlando Arcia and the Atlanta Braves. All right, we'll talk on that. You're listening to Septa Baseball Insiders Show presented by BCWSA. We are live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. It's all new and it's all for you. The heated deck at Chicky and Pete's on the Boulevard is now open. It's enclosed, heated, and perfect for the ultimate in-game experience or live music when the best local bands take the stage. Like LeComte, Fat Mez, or Jameson. Check our website for the band schedule. The heated deck at Chicky and Pete's on the Boulevard is now open every Thursday through Sunday. Chickies and Pete's.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
Millions of Americans are losing their medical assistance or Medicaid coverage. If this affects you, Independence Blue Cross can help. You may be eligible to enroll in a health plan for as little as $0 a month. With Independence Blue Cross, you get the largest provider network in the area, including most Keystone First doctors and hospitals. We also offer free 24/7 telemedicine, coverage for hospital stays and prescriptions. See if you qualify for $0 health insurance and enroll today. Call Independence Blue Cross at 1-844-464-2583 or visit ibx.com/stay covered.
I Septa Philly.
I Septa Philly.
I Septa Philly.
I ride the Broad Street line. Do you know how expensive parking is?
I do not have time to deal with traffic.
Because it's better for the environment.
I ride Septa all the time.
Monday through Friday, and whenever game day is.
I'm out the door and at my stop by 7:30.
I catch up on work when I ride.
I check Twitter, text my buddies.
I watch sports highlights or lowlights.
For real Philly fans, Septa is the hometown way to go. Ride with us at iseptaphilly.com.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills, or at teamtoyota.net.
USA. We are live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene.
Brazer.
And Tommy, consider a career at Septa. Septa is hiring a variety of skilled trade positions, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, millwrights, and more. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. All right, Tom, the last we left you is that we had just lost a gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
And I mean gut-wrenching. I don't know how you feel. I know I'm more stressed than you are when these games. But that next day, I drove around, and I found myself just every so often just cursing in the air.
No, not you, Braze.
And just lost opportunities. I'm like, what if he didn't make that catch? What if Hoffman threw it just an inch lower? What if they didn't do this? What if he didn't make that error?
Yeah, the error was big.
Because I'm thinking we could be up 2-0, and then we got this series. And it drove me crazy because we let him back in. And I said, man, that's going to be that game will be just the pivotal game if things go wrong. Well, you know what went wrong? Orlando Arcia started a storm because
Sometimes when you open your mouth, bad things. Yeah.
As we mentioned, he chirped, "Attaboy, attaboy, harp, attaboy, harp." I don't know if he did that with it. He uses an interpreter during the games. But somebody picked it up either in Spanish or he said it, or maybe his English that was good enough in English where he could do it.
I think all of them speak enough English for it to happen.
He yelled "attaboy, harp," whatever it was, whether it was Spanish or English. He said "attaboy, harp." Well, it gets back to the Phillies clubhouse, and believe it or not, Kirkring, right? Kirkring knew a guy from when he pitched at South Florida, who was, I guess, like a player, worked for the team, right? Baseball team. I'm one of the managers, right? And that guy's from South Philly.
Oh,
that guy had a connection.
You know somebody and know somebody and knows somebody.
And said, "Hey, do you know somebody who can make a T-shirt? I want to make T-shirts that say "Attaboy Harp." So he contacts a store in Ambler, and the store in Ambler made these T-shirts that say "Attaboy Harp." He brings them into the clubhouse, and guys start wearing them. Next thing you know, it becomes like a big thing. During the game itself, I didn't know all this stuff. I guess I just, because we lost that little game before, I shut myself off for social media because I was too distraught.
That's you,
man. My daughter had to tell me that game. I said, "Why is everyone booing Arcia, and what's this Attaboy Harp?" My daughter had to explain it to me at the game. My daughter's 15 years old, and she's explained to me what he did.
You were pulling your hair out for other reasons.
I was pulling my hair out for other, but next thing you know, the game's going on. So I didn't know that there was an added chip on the shoulder, which is great. And I tell you what, man, what a game! What a game by Bryce Harper. I mean, that is why we hired this guy. $300 million. You know what? It's still not enough. Like Wheeler, the big contract we gave him, still not enough. You would doubt Castellanos' contract last year, but certainly not this year.
He's earning it,
right? You would doubt Schwarber's contract, maybe. I don't know, but not really, because that guy is a stud. I mean, obviously,
he hit home runs for you, and that's a big thing.
And walks. I mean, I'm telling you, like our big payroll guys are earning their money. Nola, same thing. I mean, it's just. And then you have to add the young guys. So anyway, we go into Wednesday night. Big game. This is the game that I had a pit in my stomach. We're down 1-1. I still have the bad taste of Game 2 just lurking just right in my gut, just right. And I just remembered, like, I didn't want the game to start because I was just if things went haywire.
This is the game they had to have. They had to win.
Well, that's what I said.
Game.
They had to have it, and that's why they put so much pressure. But you know what? This team, again, they fight back, they bounce back, they get hit in the face, they come right back. And sure enough, it's become almost a little script where the Braves went up 1-0 on Nola, and Nola's pitching well. But Albies had a single and scored Acuna. But then back they're not going to give him that momentum. Castellanos homers to left. Then Harper, wow. When he hit that ball, right? When he hit that ball, it went so high, I couldn't tell whether it was fair or foul. And I guess I was, and because he hit it so high and so far, that I think the whole crowd, it took a little. There was a half a pause.
I saw it. It went up there above where I was sitting down the right field line. I saw it. I lost it. It went way up there.
There was a half a pause from the crowd because they were like they trying to figure out. Oh my God, did that ball go where it went? And then when they figured out where it went, then they go nuts, and all of a sudden just euphoria, right? And Bryce Harper, when he rounds second base, he stares, gives the evil eye, the Maloik, gave the Maloik. What did he give? Like whatever you want to call it.
He didn't do nothing hand gesture wise. He just stared at Arcia.
Stared him down.
Just all the way.
And Arcia just had his head down. He didn't want to acknowledge that.
He didn't acknowledge that.
Right? Didn't want to acknowledge that. But that was 408 feet.
And I think they got that wrong.
I think they did too. There's no way that's 408.
Way out there.
No way that's 408. So,
but the thing about it was a 3-run homer, right?
Yep.
Credit Marsh and Turner. And Turner getting on with the hits, man. I mean, they were hit of it, and that made it a huge home run.
And first of all, Elder was on the mound for the Braves. Now, this is going to be a huge advantage. It was Nola versus Elder. Now, Elder had 2 starts against the Phillies. The first start, he actually did really well.
Yeah.
We had never seen him before, young kid. And then the second time, we did get to him. Now, this game, again, on paper, you're like, all right, good. This is a game. We're home. We got Nola, right? They're going Elder, who didn't face us very well, young pitcher. And sure enough, we get to him. And Real Muto, his double to left that scored Stott and Bohm just, next thing you know, you basically took all the momentum.
Oh, yeah.
It was already out when Harper hit it, but that was like the little icing on the cake.
Add 2 more runs that in to make it 6 in that inning. It was awesome.
And then, of course, because of the attaboy Harper, of course, homers, right, to center. To a leaping Harris is not getting this one.
I almost thought he got. I know. He was trying.
He got up there.
Yes, he did.
I thought he was going to flip over the wall. He gets at 414 feet. Yeah, there's no way that one's further than the one that he hit to right field.
Exactly.
And the Fighting Phils go up 7-1. Now, Arcia did single to center, scoring Ozuna, but that was it off Nola. And then, again, the route starts. Then Turner hits the home run to left. And then Castellanos hits a shot 449 feet. I love whenever Castellanos hit the home runs, the crowd in right field when he took the field would go nuts.
Oh, yes.
Would go nuts.
Yeah.
And you know what's great about that, Tommy, too, is that last year during the playoffs, other than 2 fantastic catches he made, if you're Castellanos, you might – those are huge moments.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking anything away from that. But you're probably if you're Castellanos, you're probably thinking, man, I didn't get any like offensive singular hits that resonated that people remember in last year's playoffs. Well, sure enough, he erased that one. Homers was 9-2, and I love the fact that the crowd gave him the standing ovation was awesome.
Yep.
And then just a total icing on the cake. Marsh homers to left.
I'm happy for him, man. I like that kid.
Too.
I like that kid.
I'm too. And then and the place went nuts. It was so loud. I keep saying last year was the loudest when Hoskins hit the home run, and then maybe when Harper hit the home run against San Diego. But I'm telling you, this game with all the home runs just the first home game, it's against the Braves.
It was many home runs.
Yes.
I mean, 2 by Harper, 2 by Castellanos.
Yeah, and right. So we had Harper
tied a record, didn't it? I think it tied a record.
Well, Tommy, it's interesting you said that because you bring up a point, right? It's this time now for the Smart Stat of the Week.
How about that?
Brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's 1-866-PAY-EASY. And yes, Bryce Harper and Nick Castellanos are the first players in Phillies history to both have multi-home runs in a playoff game. Only Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, who did it in 1932, and A.J. Pollock and Chris Taylor from the Dodgers did it in 2021. So you're up there with, A.J. Pollock and Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor went to UVA. I got to say that.
No, I hold that against him.
Yeah, but Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. How would you like to be Bryce and Nick right there? You're right in there. A stat with Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
That's awesome.
And that was your Philly Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Call them again at 1-866-PAY-EASY. All right, Aaron Nola. We got to talk about Aaron because Aaron came through.
Yes, he did.
He is money, man. He's
people were talking about him all year.
I know.
And people always ask me, I said, I'd sign him back. Hey, he gives you that. He's going to be okay. He's going to figure it out. And when he does, you're going to be on the bandwagon again. And that's exactly what's happened. He's a big, he gives you the innings, and he's right in that zone right now where we need him to be.
Yep, and he pitched a great game. It's the game we needed.
Bottom line.
5 2/3, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks. And then Strom, Sir Anthony, Kerkering, which is great, and Lorenzen closed it out. That was also the 6 home runs set a Phillies postseason record, and it matched a Major League Baseball playoff record.
Yep.
So kudos to the Fighting Phils. That was, I got to tell you, I felt great after that game. Now you're up 2-1. You still got a lot of work to do because you got another game in Philadelphia, right?
Yep.
And if you lose that, and you got Strider on the mound for the Braves, but even if you lose that game, you got Wheeler on the mound on Saturday in Atlanta against Max Fried. But you didn't want to do that because that would mess up the rotation for the next round.
Yeah.
So you want to do your business. Obviously, you want to win the next game. Yeah. You want to do your business. So game very key.
A tough job, going against, that was a great ball game.
Yep. All right, let's talk about that last game and the celebration that took place after that. When we come back, you're listening to Septa Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA. We are live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. It's all new and it's all for you. The heated deck at Chicky and Pete's on the Boulevard is now open. It's enclosed, heated, and perfect for the ultimate in-game experience or live music when the best local bands take the stage. Like LeCompte, Fat Mez, or Jameson. Check our website for the band schedule. The Heated Deck at Chicky and Pete's on the Boulevard is now open every Thursday through Sunday. Chickies and Pete's.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
Millions of Americans are losing their medical assistance or Medicaid coverage. If this affects you, Independence Blue Cross can help. You may be eligible to enroll in a health plan for as little as $0 a month. With Independence Blue Cross, you get the largest provider network in the area, including most Keystone First doctors and hospitals. We also offer free 24/7 telemedicine, coverage for hospital stays and prescriptions. See if you qualify for $0 health insurance and enroll today. Call Independence Blue Cross at 1-844-464-2583 or visit ibx.com/stay covered.
Septa Philly.
Septa Philly.
Septa Phillie.
I ride the Broad Street line. Do you know how expensive parking is?
I do not have time to deal with traffic.
Because it's better for the environment.
I ride Septa all the time.
Monday through Friday, and whenever game day is.
I'm out the door and at my stop by 7:30.
I catch up on work when I ride.
I check Twitter, text my buddies.
I watch sports highlights or lowlights.
For real Philly fans, Septa is the hometown way to go. Ride with us at iseptaphilly.com.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills, or at teamtoyota.net.
All right, we are back to Septa Baseball Insiders Show presented by BCWSA, live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairfield Hills, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. You can watch the show live at WBCBsports.com or search WBCB Sports on YouTube. And Tommy, consider a career at Septa. Septa relies on and needs bus operators, train engineers, and conductors. As a Septa employee, you will earn competitive compensation, great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org. All right, so we are up 2-1. You're feeling good, right? You're feeling.
Well, I'm feeling outstanding. Yeah.
You're feeling good. Up 2-1. We do have Ranger Suarez. They got their top pitcher.
He's a cool dude, man.
He is a total cool dude. Top pitcher, Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider, I know he was saying it tongue-in-cheek, but he said, what's your hot take? And he said, I think fans shouldn't be in the stadium, should be in front of an empty stadium. Now, again, tongue-in-cheek. But Philadelphians take every little thing, and of course we are, because we're going to take everything.
You got to know when hey, shut up.
Yeah, right. It's going to come back.
That's what, God, somebody needs to just go drag him off the air.
Yeah, right.
Drag him out of there. It's too late once it's out. But
right. You're right. And their body language, you knew that it was going to be a tight game, but you just knew there was somehow the Phillies are going to pull this out, right? Somehow you knew that, but it was it wasn't easy.
We did it last year. We knew we could get to him.
Yep. So the key to me was keeping the Braves off the sheet in the first inning, because they had scored the most runs of any team in the first inning, and that's been kind of a bugaboo for the Phillies all year.
Yeah.
So, but we get a clean inning like we've did all series. Ranger Suarez looked great. Now Riley did. You have to tip your hat to Riley. I mean, again, it's a gauntlet when you got to go through Austin Riley and Matt Olson and obviously Acuna. And I mean, they even then you get like Ozuna, and you got the whole, and then Darno's got the whole lineup.
The whole lineup hit 20 home runs or more.
Right. So there's just no break. There's no break. So Riley hits a home run, but again, Castellanos again
answers
right back, takes the momentum right away, which is so big, and hits a home run to left, which I think shocked Strider, because I think Strider was thinking he's got a 1-0 lead. He's gonna, and then he shouldn't have been shocked because Castellanos has been just on another planet.
I mean, he hung it.
And
he hung it. I mean, I don't know if he meant to try to throw a front door breaking ball. I don't know. Which is. I don't get that, but it was hung up right in the zone for him right there, and he did not miss it.
And I tell you what, it's funny. When you watch, like, when Harper hits a home run, it's violent, right? When Schwarber hits a home run, it's not violent, but it's, like, just extremely fast to the zone, and it gets out quick.
Yeah.
When Castellanos hits it, it's almost like he's striding in, and it feels like, to
me, more fluid.
It feels like a casual swing that gets a lot of air and just keeps going.
Yeah.
Right? It's like
more of a
it's like one of your it's like one of my drives.
It's like a
golf.
left-handed right-hander swing, you know? It's like you see left-handers have those swings that are like Will Clark and
like
those guys and Palmeiro.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not violent. They're just smooth and boom, they go a long way.
Yep.
You don't see too many right-handers have that type of swing.
Right. You're right.
He's got a little bit of left-hander in him. He's got that smoothness to him, which, I mean, that's the only thing I can bet. I mean, he does have that to him. He's got a flow to his swing. It's not a violent,
and
like
kind of a left-hander in his head, too.
I love it. He's a little bit out there.
I love the comments he makes, like in the clubhouse, like he'll get all emotional about his son Liam, and then he'll, say an F-bomb on national TV.
He'll drop a bomb.
And then you never know where he's, where he's coming from.
And he's always got a straight face.
Right. He's very interesting. One of the more interesting players we've ever had. And what a man. So he hits two. All right, so we won't jump ahead. So he gets momentum back, bottom of the fourth, right?
Yeah.
And then
shutdown inning.
And the shutdown inning. So
what's the most important inning? Everybody knows.
Right after the other team takes the lead.
Most important inning ball games right after your right after your team scores.
Yep.
That's to keep the momentum.
Keep momentum. Well, then
get our guys back in the dugout swinging the bat again.
Trey Turner homers to left, right? So in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah.
Castellanos 3 to make a 3-1. The bottom of the sixth.
Yeah.
Right. But then
for two more, another 2-run home. 2-homer game he's got.
Another 2-home-run game, which is unbelievable. So, but then the stress starts.
Then Brazer wore a path out in the Swede again.
The stress starts because it just first of all, hitting 2 home runs after the night before.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
back-to-back nights. He
became the first player to hit multiple home runs in consecutive postseason games. First player ever to do that. But then it gets a little dicey, Tommy.
You reckon?
Yes, because let's see. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start in the 7th? Because, Sir Anthony comes in on the 6th. So we're up 3-1 now, right? I'm sorry, we're up 2-1 at this point. Sir Anthony comes in and gets Acuna to ground out, gets Albies to fly out. Riley singles. So then he brings in Alvarado.
Wait a second. This is top of the 7th?
Top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th, okay.
So brings in Alvarado to face one batter because Olson's up, right?
Yeah.
But now you're thinking, man, he's using Alvarado in the 6th. What are we going to have? What are we going to have the next inning?
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you're thinking about, he's starting this now.
But it makes sense because Olson, do you want to – that's a huge spot, right?
Who are you going to bring
you got a man
besides him to face Olson?
Right.
Yeah.
So also get tied up quickly. He's a home run leader in Major League Baseball. So he flies out to center. A big collective sigh of relief, right?
Yep.
So then again, bottom of the 6th, Castellanos homers put us up 3-1.
Yeah.
And then the Braves out. We didn't know who was going to stay in. Who's going to stay in? Alvarado. Does he stay in or not, or does he bring in somebody else? Well, he says Alvarado. Well, Alvarado doesn't usually come in, after back-to-back innings.
Yeah.
Right. But he gets Ozuna to pop out.
Yeah.
He gets Murphy to ground out. But then he walks.
Then he walks Pilar.
Yeah. And then he walks Garcia.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, oh man, what are you doing? Throw strikes.
Back-to-back walks. Those are a pitcher's nightmare.
Well, it's also a fan's nightmare who's got a heart condition. I'm kidding. And then Kimbrel comes in. Well, what does he do? He walks the guy.
Bases loaded.
And now
everybody's sweating bullets.
I am freaking out, big-time freaking out. Bases loaded. We walked 3 guys. Come on.
You got the NL
Probably
MVP. Probably going to be
probably
the
best player in the game, Acuna, who lives for big moments. He lives for it. And all of a sudden, he comes off his bat, and everyone's heart drops. Like, please, no.
I thought it found the gap. I thought it did.
And it's funny because it looked like Rojas. I don't know, man, that he didn't get the greatest jump, or maybe he took a bad route, but it didn't. It just looked like trouble. Because normally you'd be like, all right,
I'm not sure
he's
where
got this.
Where he
had to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah,
but still.
I'm not sure if he was shaded a little bit to the right, a little bit or not. But from my angle, I was over in the right field corner, right. I'm watching Marsh. I'm seeing Marsh better than I am Rojas.
And Marsh can't get to it because it's where that wall
Marsh
comes in.
Pull up, and I was like, oh, I thought it was
can drop.
And then I saw that's when Rojas come in.
Yeah,
and I was like, and that was in the place
oh
where
my God.
everybody stood up.
When he caught that, the place just let out a huge sigh and then erupted. But
that was the dagger.
But it doesn't get it doesn't get easier. Because then we go down the 8th, or I'm sorry, the Braves come in. We go down the 7th. Braves come in the 8th. Kimbrel stays in, right? Yeah. Again, we're trying to figure out how Rob Thompson's going to pull this together.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you're feeling pretty good because Albies flies out, Riley strikes out.
Yeah.
Soto comes in, and Olsen grounds out.
Yes.
Right.
Bring Soto in for that.
Bottom of the 8th, we go down. Now Castellanos did single, but we went down. So now we go to the 9th, and you're trying to figure out who's going to bring in the 9th. Everyone's speculating where I was, and they're like, could they bring in Wheeler? Because this is a huge game. If Wheeler closes it out, they don't need him for Saturday. Or then obviously he's not going to be pitching on Saturday. He still could pitch on Monday. But that's a huge risk because, A, he's coming out of the bullpen. B, if he messes up, then we don't have him for Saturday. So, but who are you going to bring in? Right? You're thinking, like, who can he bring in? I'm thinking Hoffman. It's got to be Hoffman. Well, Hoffman just gave up that home run the game before, right?
Yeah.
So I guess he felt that. You could bring in Kirkring. But you're kidding me? A 3-1, lead with Kirkring, a kid who's, who's done great, but in this key situation, but he lets Soto pitch.
He brings back Soto.
And Soto was put in.
What has he done in his career? He saved 30 games
last
year.
So, but this game he gave me complete agina. Right? I had to go run to, just like I said last time, I had to run to get my whatever you call it, just anything that could calm me down because Ozuna walks. Murphy singles. I'm like, here we go. First and second, no outs, right? Matt Strom comes in, facing right-handers for the most part.
Man on first and third, right?
First and third. And Pilar pops out.
That was huge out.
Huge out. Rosario flies out. Obviously a huge out.
Not deep.
Then they bring in probably their 26th man on the roster, Vaughn Grissom, which I guess they depleted their bench. And they didn't really have any of the options. Vaughn Grissom comes in, boom, boom, and then he check swing. They called a strike, and the place absolutely erupts.
And Brazer finally caught his breath, and
oh my God! And then
he finally turned regular color instead of blue.
And then I knew if we were going to clinch, then Tom Burgoyne, who's the best friend of the Fanatic, he's down there with the Fanatic on the field. And then we're going to do a post-game podcast, which you can check it out right now on Backstage of Burgoyne and Brazier, wherever you get your podcasts. And we did it in real time as far as the celebration. I love the fact that Fletcher Cox was in the clubhouse celebrating with everybody. You had Tyrese Maxey in the stands. You had Joel Embiid in the stands. You had tons of former Phillies in the stands. Just what an epic game. And just to beat the Braves, against Strider, beat Strider twice, to have Orlando Arcia get 2 stare downs from Harper, right? For them, the T-shirts and the celebration, and then no team celebrates better than this team because they were basically not even in the clubhouse, but also they took it to Xfinity Live and took it to another level. So much fun. All right, well, Tommy. We are on to the NLCS where we play the Arizona Diamondbacks. You might not be familiar with the Diamondbacks, so let's get you familiar with the Diamondbacks when we come back. You are listening to the Septa Baseball Insiders Show presented by BCWSA live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's. It's all new and it's all for you. The heated deck at Chicky and Pete's on the Boulevard is now open. It's enclosed, heated, and perfect for the ultimate in-game experience or live music when the best local bands take the stage. Like LeComp, Fat Mez, or Jameson. Check our website for the band schedule. The heated deck at Chicky and Pete's on the Boulevard is now open every Thursday through Sunday. Chickies and Pete's.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
Millions of Americans are losing their medical assistance or Medicaid coverage. If this affects you, Independence Blue Cross can help. You may be eligible to enroll in a health plan for as little as $0 a month. With Independence Blue Cross, you get the largest provider network in the area, including most Keystone First doctors and hospitals. We also offer free 24/7 telemedicine, coverage for hospital stays and prescriptions. See if you qualify for $0 health insurance and enroll today. Call Independence Blue Cross at 1-844-464-2583 or visit ibx.com/stay covered.
Septa Philly.
Septa Philly. Septa Philly.
I ride the Broad Street line. Do you know how expensive parking is?
I do not have time to deal with traffic.
Because it's better for the environment. I ride Septa all the time.
Monday through Friday, and whenever game day is.
I'm out the door and at my stop by 7:30.
I catch up on work when I ride.
I check Twitter, text my buddies.
I watch sports highlights. Or lowlights.
For real Philly fans, Septa is the hometown way to go. Ride with us at iseptaphilly.com.
Septa offers a variety of career opportunities. Our core business is transit, and with 5 modes of service, we rely on and need operators, engineers, and conductors. But it takes a host of other specialties, including mechanics, electricians, plumbers, masons, painters, carpenters, welders, and more to keep the system moving. As an employee, you will earn competitive compensation and great benefits, including medical, dental, prescription, and a pension. Visit jobs.septa.org to apply today. That's jobs.septa.org.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills, or at teamtoyota.net.
All right, we are back to Septa Baseball Insiders Show presented by BCWSA, live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA. I'm John Brazer, joined by my co-host Tommy Greene. And Tommy, did you know Septa operates a fully electrified multimodal rail system and has one of the largest green bus fleets in the nation? 2 reasons why Septa commuters have 1/3 the carbon footprint of those who travel by car. Visit iseptaphilly.com to plan your trip today. That's iseptaphilly.com. All right, so we are all set. We are going to playoffs start Monday. It's going to come. Yeah. It's going to come quick. Home field advantage. Home field. Yes, we do. And even better.
It's 2-3-2, right?
2-3-2. Yeah. But even better.
3 in Arizona, 2 back if we need be.
Yep. Even better is that if we face the Astros, we have home field advantage. And if we face the Texas Rangers, we don't. But I kind of want to Texas Rangers are.
Let's get through this first.
Let's get this first. But yes, we could have home field advantage the rest of the way. But so let's go through who are the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay.
And don't underestimate them.
Do not underestimate them, because let's start with catcher. Obviously, we've got JT Realmuto, who is one of the top catchers in the league. Been one of the top catchers in the league for a while. He's got one of the best pop times, for throwing out runners, and you're going to need it because these guys run.
Yes,
they
do.
run. They got a lot of young guys that don't know any better. They run. But catcher for the Diamondbacks is Gabriel Moreno.
Yes.
Now, if you're watching the game the other night, he had a big game. He had a home run.
Yep.
He's very good at throwing out base stealers. He's second half hitting. He's hit .313 in the second half. He's had 3 home runs in the postseason so far.
Now he's hot right now.
Yes, he's nowhere near the star that Realmuto, but again, this is a young guy, up and coming, and it's going to be a strength for them.
Yeah, he's a young guy, 23 years old.
Yep. At first base, obviously we've got Bryce Harper, who's on a mission.
Yeah.
And we were talking that I don't think there's one person that I think he gets all the credit for the love affair with the team and the fans, because Bryce Harper set it up many years when he first signed. when he said all the right things about Philadelphia. He's done all the right things. He's lived up to his contract big time with clutch moment after clutch moment after clutch moment, and he was able to persevere after getting, surgery on his elbow, and he came back quicker than we thought. Continue to say the right things.
A little bit scared the other night.
Yeah, continue to do the right things. Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about that, but he's fine. When he came back to the game, that was obviously a sigh of relief. But first base, so obviously we got a big advantage no matter who we're going to face, unless I guess you could say Olsen, maybe Freddie Freeman. But I think I would take Bryce Harper over any first baseman based on his clutch factor.
Yeah.
Anybody in baseball, yeah. So, but they have a good one. They've got a very good defensive first baseman, Christian Walker. Christian Walker is from the Philly area.
Norristown.
Yep, from Norristown. I think he went to Archbishop Kenrick Kennedy. So his mom's a big Phillies fan. Well, now she's a Diamondbacks fan. But he has quietly been hitting home runs. His 69 home runs represents the third most in baseball from a primary first baseman, behind only Olsen and Pete Alonso. So this is a guy who's young, and he can.
He's not that young. He's 32.
Oh, I'm sorry, not young. You're right. Sorry, he's 32. He bounced around a lot. You're right.
Yeah.
He bounced around a lot.
But
so
he's found his stride a little bit.
Yep.
There.
So it'll be interesting to see how he plays in his hometown. All right, let's go to second base because they've got another young player. I don't know if it's Ketel or Kettle. I'm going to call him Kettle because I like
Marte.
Kettle ones. Kettle Marte. Well, maybe I'll call him Ketel because I do like Kettle one and Kettle one. But Ketel Marte has 2 home runs and a 984 OPS this month. He's got 25 home runs. It's his 7th season with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
He's up and down. He's totally up and down. So you just got to remember. But he might go down as one of the best.
He swings. He swings. I mean, he's a career right 280 hitter. So I mean. And he's got some pop.
Yep. But we got Bryson Stott. Now, it's interesting. This team, it feels like in different series, people contribute. So Bryson was big in the wild card and relatively quiet in the NLDS.
Yeah.
I think he's due, especially since we'll talk about the pitchers, but it's all right-handed.
Still keep catching it.
It's
That's
pretty much,
that separates
exactly
those two.
right. And he's pretty much all right-handed pitchers for the most part. They got 3 lefties in their bullpen, but all their starters are right-handed. So that's good for Stott. That's good for Marsh. So, and you're right. Bryson Stott has a big advantage with the glove over Marte. All right, let's go to shortstop. Shortstop, they've got an all-star, Geraldo Perdomo. Now, Perdomo hit a big home run against the Dodgers, and he had a solid first half, but he's had a poor second half.
Yeah.
So he's almost the opposite of what we have in Turner, right? Poor first half, great second half.
Yeah.
Perdomo's very good defensively. You got to give the advantage, obviously, to the Phillies.
Yeah.
Third base. This is interesting. Evan Longoria played in the World Series in 2008, his rookie year. And now we're getting Evan Longoria again playing. So, I don't know what you're going to get out of Evan Longoria.
Yeah.
He's done pretty well this year.
He's a veteran guy.
But Bohm, same thing, was quiet during the last series. And I have a feeling he could step up in this one. This could be an Alec Bohm one. All right, let's go to the outfield. Left field. Obviously, we are going to go with Brandon Marsh against righties, and they have to throw a lot of starters. I think all their starters are righties. So you're going to see Brandon Marsh pretty much
out there.
Unless they do a bullpen game 4 when they started lefty. But it'll be Brandon Marsh. Marsh, I love his fielding. He hit 292 against righties this year. And their left fielders, Lourdes Gurriel, he had a solid season, but not. I think advantage Phil's there. Center field, Rojas. Now again, Rojas' bat's been a little quiet, but it doesn't matter because when he makes catches like he did before, it absolutely doesn't matter. Their center fielder is Alec Thomas, who's good, but he blasted 2 home runs against the Dodgers. But he doesn't have a long track record. He's very young. Obviously, Rojas doesn't. Yeah. But I think Rojas' defense tips the scale there. Right field.
This is a guy.
All right, you're talking about Nick Castellanos, who had 2 multi-home runs. Nick Castellanos, who's been on fire, right? So, you can throw the stats away for anything. So you got Nick Castellanos, and the key to the Diamondbacks is Corbin Carroll. Yeah. Corbin Carroll is
he had a great year.
Almost certainly going to be the NL Rookie of the Year. He is Unbelievable player, yes.
23, he's a young guy.
He's got a 134 OPS to caps down his 112. He's got base running. He's got he
defense,
everything.
Everything. He's got a good
and in the
package.
playoffs, he's stepped up. So it looks like it's no big moment is too overwhelming for him. So
he's hitting 412 in this postseason.
And then we go to the designated hitter. You got Kyle Schwarber, obviously, and I think Schwarber's due, especially since we're going to see a lot of right-handed batters. Arizona picked up Tommy Pham, and again, he's fine, but he's been around. I totally would give the advantage to the Phillies, especially at home. All right, let's go to the pitching. Starting pitching, as I mentioned, a lot of right-handers. Like the Phillies, they've got two guys at the top that are very good. They got Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly. Zach Gallen is also from the Philadelphia area. He went to Bishop Eustace. Merrill Kelly, two right-handers. But, I'm taking Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, especially in Philadelphia, those first two games. But their numbers against Nola and Wheeler are almost identical. If you look at the innings pitched, the strikeout percentage, the OPS, the FIP, all that. And then you go to the bullpen. Our velocity, we have the highest velocity for any team pitchers right now. We average 97.2 mile per hour on the four-seamer sinker. Diamondbacks have the least of those teams that are live that started the playoffs. So they don't have a lot of velocity in the bullpen. Yeah. They picked up.
It's good to have velocity, but if you're not throwing it where you want it,
no, they're relying on some young guys. They got a couple lefties, Joe Manaply, Andrew Salfrank, that they'll use. But for the most part, they're going to be throwing Ryan Nelson out there probably Game 3. Not sure who they're going to throw Game 4. They got Paul Sewald. They picked up in it. He's their closer for now.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Great stuff.
Yep.
But it's nothing it's not like you're facing, a lights out.
He's got a little funkiness to him.
He's got a funkiness. So it'll be very interesting, Tommy. It's, on paper and with this crowd, but I just think a lot of the experts, when you talk to them, there's something about this team that has a mojo that I think Bryce Harper's not going to allow this team to not win this championship.
Well, we just got to come out the first night and do what we do well.
Exactly right. And the fans.
It'd be great to see Schwarber. We can come back and talk about it next week.
And let me just tell you, next week,
jump right on him right
after
off the
we
bat.
win this series, we'll be talking about some of the first pitches and moments because I know what's going to come up, and it's going to be really fun. And that wraps up today's Septa Baseball Insiders Show, presented by BCWSA, live from Pat Dion Beverages in Fairless Hills, PA. Thanks to Pat Dion, the great staff here at Pat Dion Beverages. Thanks to my co-host, Tommy Greene, our on-site engineer, Chris Ermer, and back in the studio. Right. I guess it's Chris Ermer back in the studio. And thanks to you for listening. We're hoping to have another playoff show next week, which would mean we are heading to the World Series. Until then, have a great week. And as the late, great Harry the K says,
we're out of here.